Hi, welcome. This is impromptu training on the Fleet Working Group's disaster dashboard concept we've been developing with Dave Jones at StormCenter. Dave is on the phone with us. Dave, real quick, if you just give folks your background, and then we can jump into the demonstration, which our listeners here are going to be able to demonstrate live. Go ahead, Dave.
Sure, Tom. Thanks. This is Dave Jones. I'm the founder and CEO of StormCenter Communications. We've been developing the ability to connect disparate common operating pictures so everybody can be on the same map at the same time to share data and information so we can improve situational awareness and decision making in a collaborative environment.
Great. So what we wanted you to see is a training video. We're going to have a session open for the Jonas, the storm that's happening right as we speak. Today is Friday, the January 22nd. It's about 6:22. And the region is already being hammered with the storm. So the purpose for this tool is we had a problem. We need to develop a way to share data and information between public and private sector across large regional footprints to get everyone on the same page at the same time, public and private. So what we've done has been working with Dave over the last several months and the Fleet Working Group. We found a tool that can help us do it, as well as other components of this that can merge multiple sets of data. So you're going to see and use live NOAA weather, state emergency management declarations, which are critical to the private sector, the open and closed information that will provide live open closed data on private sector essential resources. The electric sector fleet movement information will provide direction of movements to give people an indication of what's happening, and also kind of key points during the help desk session of what's going on out there as we are doing these things collaboratively. So what I want to do is quickly go through a demonstration of this with Dave. So this will be live, a live demonstration on it, and then we're going to have a session up over the weekend for you folks that are invited to this to participate here. If you got questions, my contact information is on the screen. So what I'm going to do now is Dave has sent me an email, and I want to walk you all through the user experience. So I'm going to come to an email that will look like this. It'll come from the help desk, and it'll say, hey, we've activated a session. Please connect when you're able to use your PC, Mac, or tablet, and click on this link. So you all will click on this link in your email, and right away you're going to come to a home screen where you will see the Fleet Working Group logo. There's a link right here as far as the linking to the declarations page where we're centralizing all the declarations. And select the role, you'll continue. So you all will connect to follower. So right away, no login, no username, no password. You will come into a session that will be, we will use to collaborate and share multiple sources of information. Up here in the upper left-hand corner, you'll hit, it says GeoCollaborate. So you want to click that button, and so it says on. The button turns blue, and what you should see is a population of some data that, that you'll be able to use when Dave kind of goes through the demonstration. Okay? So, Dave, one technical thing, if they're using Internet Explorer, do you want to touch on that real quick before we jump into that?
Sure, Tom. If they're using Internet Explorer, you'll have to go to the options, the toolbar on the upper right-hand corner. It looks like a little gear. You click on that and go to Internet Options. And then in Browsing History, there's a button that says Settings. And you want to make sure that the top radio button that says Every Time I Visit This Web Page is clicked. And then you apply it, close it, and then you'll be synced with the collaboration session.
Excellent. So Dave, why don't you walk them through very quickly the demonstration of this, and so they'll know what they're looking at when they log in.
Sure, Tom, absolutely. What you should see on your screen right now is basically a blank map, but now that GeoCollaborate is activated, it is synced perfectly with my system as I have credentials to take the lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate a layer that's basically the states that have declared emergencies and the green states that have not declared emergencies. So what I'm going to do is also turn on a key points basically window that you can look at that highlights what the key points are for this particular situation at this particular time. So we're talking about the snowstorm of January 22nd to 24th, 2016, the state declarations, The red states are states that have issued declarations of emergency. The green states, no emergency declared. And you can download the declarations at that website that you see below. You will have to open a new tab and type that address in, or it'll be the same page when you hit the landing page to click to the when you connect initially to the collaboration session. So these key points can be left on the screen at all times. You can move it and drag it around wherever it's convenient for you. And also, you actually get the data. This is not a screen sharing session. You actually get the data that's shared. So you can click on the state of Maryland, or you can click on the state of Pennsylvania, and a little box pops up, and you can actually download the declarations from that window that pops up. Okay? So I'm going to go over and get another data set that can be displayed as the leader. And basically what I'm going to do is go get the real-time radar data from NOAA, because we work very closely with NOAA to make sure that there's the trusted weather data source and information source so we can turn them on and off. So I'm going to activate right now the weather data, which is the radar data showing where the heavy snow is falling and moving through the mid-Atlantic area. These are all data layers that can be controlled from the leader, from the help desk, to keep situational awareness going. So you can project these up on a big screen or keep them up on your computer, and the radar data sets will continue to update in real time. I can turn the radar data layer off and then go to another layer that is a snow forecast. This is actually from the Weather Prediction Center at NOAA, National Weather Service. It's a forecast of the probability of 12 inches or more of snow. And that bullseye over Northern Virginia, Maryland, and southeastern Pennsylvania, there's a greater than 70% chance of a foot of snow or more in this storm. And it's certainly going to dump a lot of snow in the mid-Atlantic area. So I can turn that data layer off as well. And
hey, Dave,
any geospatial data layers that we collect.
Hey, Dave, turn that layer back on for just a second, if you would.
Sure.
Not all the layers of data are labeled, but this particularly is important to the states and the private sector, because NOAA, we agreed that NOAA data would be this common data that they would agree to. And I think if you click on that in the middle, it'll tell you probability of snow, I think, greater than 12 inches here. So as we perfect this, we'll be able to use more live information like this from credible sources like NOAA. And Dave, there's many other data sources we're out there. The key is to find data relevant to this use case for fleet movement to restore power quickly. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine, Tom. No problem. The other thing is I have also sent a message. And so on your map, you should be seeing a envelope on the lower left-hand side. It may be blinking red. It may not be blinking red if you opened it already.
Yeah, it's blinking.
And once you open it,
okay.
Okay.
It's open.
Once you open it, it basically gives you a message of when the next update is going to be. This can be any sort of message, like a new declaration has been issued, or there's a new data set available, or the next weather update is coming at a certain time. But at least it tells you when it was issued and when it's going to expire.
Yeah, and Dave, that's a running list, so that'll keep the past messages as well as the current message.
Yes, as long as we keep the same as the leader, as long as we keep the same session going and we don't start a new session.
Okay.
Once we start a new session, then these messages disappear.
So
the key points disappear.
Okay. So if you open this up at the beginning of a storm and it runs 4 days, basically those messages would all be captured and stored.
Yeah, they'll all be captured.
Okay.
Yes.
So this could be used during disasters. This could be used during exercises and tabletops as injects. There's many different ways to use this capability. That's one of the things that the consortium liked about this. So, okay, Dave, I'm going to close that. Message thing. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. So I can go back into that collaboration layer. I can turn that off, and we can keep the weather data radar on. One of the samples, Tom, if you would you like me to display some of the Sandy open close data sets?
Yeah, if you would. As many of you know already, the The telecom sector provided us data during Sandy. It's the data that feeds our open closed service. We're working to get that live in here as well. So, Dave, I'll let you kind of explain what you got on the screen here at the moment. We see the red dots.
Sure, and I'm zooming in here to the Maryland and Northern Virginia area. These dots are what grocery stores are closed. So once we have access to the data feed, this could be in the future a real-time data feed that shows what businesses and organizations are open and closed. And Tom, you can click on any one of those red dots that you want to. It'll read out information that's included in the data. Yeah.
So this is important to not only our private sector crews coming in from out of town, not only what's open or what's closed, but what's open, but it's also important to our states and our counties. They have the same need to know what is open and closed. The Hughes data, I think, wraps around over a couple of million data sets. So we don't have it fully functional right now, but it'll give you an idea. Once it's functional, these red and green dots will show up on layers. We'll link you from here over to the site, I think, and you'll be able to do this in a robust fashion. So we're very excited about integrating that information here. Okay, Dave, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Tom. And now what I'm doing is I'm just outlining with a freehand draw the area that should be getting the heaviest snow in the snowstorm. So once I complete that draw, it shows up as well on the collaboration participants' systems. So that's something that can be turned on and turned off during a real-time collaboration session. And what we'll do for this particular situation is identify a data set or two to leave up on here. So anytime anybody joins this collaboration session, turns on GeoCollaborate, they will sync with the latest information that's been shared.
Perfect. So somebody can log in from their cell phone and participate. They can. How does that work? They log back out, go home, and get on their tablet, and they can log back in and get caught up.
Oh yeah, they can keep it up on their system at work. They can go home, bring it up on their PC, their tablet, same address. Click follow, and they'll catch up and get the same data sets, and they'll be updated. And
that's really important, Dave. We have a lot of people that will, like right now, right? There's a lot of information flowing around. We have people moving from home to work, from work to home, and having to go between platforms and getting caught up is really key. We saw that as a really important requirement for us. So that's good to know.
Yeah, that's absolutely. It doesn't matter what platform they connect with. This will work.
So, Dave, we talked about on our website, we had a spreadsheet where we're putting out the. It's on the screen right now. We issue a spreadsheet, and we made a map out of that, kind of a graphical routing of the fleets that's just to help states understand what's coming my way. Can you talk about that for just a minute? I think if we could maybe draw something or show them how we plan to use that.
Sure. Once we get that information of where a response crew is going to start from, let's just say from Illinois, we can draw any line from Illinois and say they're going to be going into New Jersey to provide some restoration and some relief. Then we can just draw that line there. If they're coming from, let's say,
we have crews coming from New York and Maine and Quebec to Long Island, right? So that's on our latest spreadsheet. So in a session, we can actually.
Can you just say that one more time, Tom?
I say we have crews based on the latest spreadsheet coming from New York, Maine, and Quebec to Long Island, right? So if we had some of our states on a collaborative session like this, we could let them know, hey, you are on the pass-through state thing. Can you help these guys out? It gives them a visual indication of whether or not they're part of the pass-through movement. So, Dave, you're drawing out the lines. This is what the states need to know, is kind of where are they coming from and how, and a rough idea, not exact certainly, but a rough idea is very, very helpful.
Exactly, and that's what this is made to do. We can leave these lines up, or we can clear them and draw other ones that could stay up
Yeah.
in the collaboration session as the radar data updates if we leave that on.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay. And so I'll just go ahead and clear that drawing right now. I'll take those off, and now I can go in and interactively change the key points, send any new messages, and actually anybody that's using the collaboration session can also change their base map. If you would click on the base map tab, Tom, you can do this on the follower, and you can choose, let's say, the satellite base map.
Where
you can change your base map to be satellite imagery.
Where would I do that?
All you do is open up your menu with the little arrow key on the left-hand side of the screen.
Okay.
Your menu pops out.
Oh yeah, there we go. Got it.
And then you see base map.
Yep.
You can have all those choices of base maps. So if you click satellite, then your base map will click to a satellite view.
I gotcha. Wow, nice.
And as we do that, let me just turn off the radar data for the collaboration layer here. And if we zoom right down into, let's say, New Jersey, then the satellite data will resolve into neighborhoods and bridges and all that stuff. So now we can do real-time collaboration at the neighborhood level or state level.
Gotcha. Right. And that's very important, especially in the food and fuel sector and at the county level. So over time, we can use this to get decisions made quicker, because we're not always going to have data feeds. As we were talking, I just got another waiver in from one of the states, and we need to be able to share that quickly to a wide group of people at the same time. Now, that's not a data feed. That's kind of an ad hoc thing that happens, and in these storms, it's very dynamic, and I'm excited. This platform allows us to do that, so we're going to work through. There's certainly going to be some bugs. We're working through it, but I think it's important to know the potential capabilities of this. So every time we create a new map or a new use case, we plan to use this tool as a way to create, okay, what information is needed, who are the people that need to see it, and what do we need to collaborate on to make the decision quicker. So we can see having 15, 20 of these kind of sessions going on based on the use case, based on the sector we're engaging. So the food sector would have a different map and use cases and information. Okay, the electric sector fleet movement is use case 1. So the idea is to build use cases in our working groups and use this tool to kind of bring those people together, show them the information so decisions can be made quickly, and let these sessions run for a day or 2 or 3 through the incident so that we capture that for future use. So anyway, Dave, back to you.
No, that sounds great, Tom. I think that's pretty much it. I want to make sure that everybody realizes that this is for a collaborative environment for people to remain on the same map at the same time, so situational awareness can be maintained. And this is all being done under a testbed activity with the Federation of Earth Science Information Partners and StormCenter and the All Hazards Consortium. So we have a lot of expertise that's going into this technology over the last 5 years. And we're looking forward to applying it here. So
as a wrap up, we're going to start a session on Friday night tonight. We're going to let it run through the weekend for the storm, and as we get information, we'll post it up. You can just let it running. There's no conference call scheduled, so we'll just let you guys look at it and manage it as you go. But the idea is we're going to do a little testbed project with 5 or 6 utilities. Many of you are on this, are looking at it now, and the idea of that testbed is to better improve it, to look at some additional data sets we might add. We'll have a few states and several utilities involved in that, working with Dave and those other partners he mentioned. So, and Tom, one other last thing I'd like to mention is that when you're collaborating, once you get the data, you can turn GeoCollaborate off and move around the map. If GeoCollaborate is still turned on, it will snap back to my view. So you can have total control of the map by disengaging from GeoCollaborate, clicking the button that says End GeoCollaborate, and then you can move around your state or your region with the data sets on your map. And then when you want to re-engage in the collaboration session, you just turn it back on. So that's perfect, because applications for that is Some companies want to get data from us, and then they want to overlay their data, but do that internally for their eyes only. They don't want to share that with us, but they want to take the regional information and then apply it within their company or state without collaborating. And I think that's great. So when they're done doing that internal private collaboration, they can come click back, click GeoCollaborate on and come back to the regional level again. So that gives us great flexibility, I think, as we go forward, kind of private collaboration sessions versus kind of general public collaboration sessions. So anyway, lots more to talk about, but I want to at least get this training video to you guys to look at it and be on the lookout for an email from us, and we'll test it, and we'll collaborate over this on the backside of the storm. Dave, any final words?
No, we just hope that you get a chance to connect with it, and ultimately when we apply this in a real-world situation through the help desk, it could be something where we collaborate with 10 people or 100 people or organizations. So it's very scalable.
Excellent. Okay, Dave, thank you. And for those of you that are going to participate in this, you can send an email to me, Tom Moran, if you have questions or whatever. But we had a chance to talk with Steve Gutkin in New Jersey and Chris Eisenbray from Edison Electric Institute. Both gave us great feedback. And again, we'll be testing this throughout the storm. And then we'll kind of look at next steps after that, okay? Thank you, everyone, for your time. And we'll talk to you after the storm is over, I guess.